Yo, what's good, everybody? RJ Sheldon here, off the top show, episode 93. You already know who we got in the building, man. It's been 93 episodes. Got my boy T Lippit on here, Mr. Speak On It podcast himself. What's good, my good brother? I like the shirt.
Hey
I like
man,
the shirt.
Spartan dog shit, man. We looking good right now. I'm liking the additions right now. Man, we vibing on this Friday, man. What's happening?
Man, absolutely. Let's hop into it. Obviously, you know what we do on here, so there's no explaining. We got 93 episodes. NFC North, man. Detroit Lions this past weekend here faced the Chicago Bears. Detroit Lions lost that one shockingly, to be honest with you, 28-13. Jared Goff was 20 of 35 from the field, 161 yards throwing, one touchdown, two interceptions. That two interceptions is kind of scary right there if you're a Lions fan. Gibbs, 11 carries for 66 yards, one touchdown. Then obviously Reynolds, one touchdown. In that game as well, I remember watching that. St. Brown, they were on clamps. Bears defense was on him, and he was dropping passes, all types of stuff. But let's move on over to Chicago Bears real quick, and then we'll obviously talk about this game as a whole, and let my brother, man, take the floor. I should have brought mine, man. For some reason, I knew you were going to go ahead and wear your shades today.
Hey man,
Anyways, let me finish.
I really had to see how they look. I had to dust them off real quick. I might pop.
Well, let me
pop
go ahead and
on.
finish here. Let me finish here so you can talk about your Detroit Lions. Justin Fields, 19 of 33, 223 yards, throwing one touchdown. Also leading the category in rushing yards, 12 carries for 58 yards, one touchdown. DJ Moore, 6 receptions for 68 yards, one touchdown. I think Fields has finally found his number one guy to throw the football to. It was clear as day on this game. But talk to me about your Detroit Lions and what this does. Granted, yes, I know you guys are 9-4. You're still ahead, obviously, of NFC North. You clinch your spot still. But you don't want to have these fall-off games. So talk to me about this game.
I mean, hey man, this is a bad loss. And it kind of make us look kind of like we are kind of afraid to play in the cold a little bit, man. Like we from Detroit, we went down there. We so used to playing in the dome, like these last few games are all of them are going to be played in the dome. They play the Broncos at home. They play the Vikings there, which is in the dome. Play the Cowboys, which is in the dome. They play the Vikings again, which is going to be at home in the dome. So we starting to become this finesse team, and I don't like it. But
God bless that schedule for having inside games. Holy cow.
Bro, I seen it the last 8 to 9 games was all in the dome. Like the only cold game they had. Real talk, the only cold game they had this entire year was probably at Chicago. That was it.
I was going to say Kansas City. Say Kansas City.
Because, bro,
That's crazy.
That was the first game of the season. So they only really played one game that was actually like with the weather that was going to be a problem. And but I mean, like you said, Jared Goff was 20 for 35, 161 yards, 2 interceptions, and sacked 4 times. That ain't winning football. We just look bad. We look kind of bad. Like we look like I'm not even gonna say like we didn't show up. It looked like the Bears just won that day. The Bears was more efficient. The Bears, they had the ball. They had 33 minutes to the Lions 26 minutes. They had over 70 more yards than the Lions had. More first downs, less penalties, and they didn't turn the ball over. Like that looked like a winning formula right there. The Lions got to get it together, man. They lost 2 of the last 3 games. And then the game they did win versus the Saints. The Saints are a bad team. They almost allowed the Saints to come back in that game to win. So the Lions got to get it together, man. It's coming down to the end of the season. If they're going to be a 3 seed or a 4 seed, they might get a game played at home, which they will get a game played at home. But there's going to be some teams in that 5th, 6th, 7th seed range that can probably potentially come in there and beat them. So they have to tighten up their screws. You feel me? Like they have to tighten up their screws going into the playoffs because you don't want to go against one of them hot teams that have won the last, 4 out of 5 games heading into the playoffs. You don't want to go up against one of those teams. The Lions got to tighten up, man. They got to find a better way to protect Jared Goff. He has to find a better way to protect the ball. 2 INTs, sacked 4 times, not even over 200 yards passing. That ain't a winning formula at all. So, Lions better tighten up because Lions better tighten up. That's all I'm gonna say. Because it ain't gonna be easy in that first round. It don't matter if it's in Detroit. It ain't gonna be easy at all. You're going to have to show up and win and play winning football in the playoffs. It's a difference in the regular season. But go ahead. Great win for Chicago, though. Great win, great performance by Justin Fields. Sweat had him. I think he had a sack or two.
That boy's everywhere.
They defense playing
Everywhere
better.
that game.
You feel me? They only gave up one touchdown. The Bears defense for
Right.
the last few weeks have been playing pretty good. So we shall see, man. I got a question about the Bears too at the end of this set, at the end of you talking about it, but go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna go ahead. Whatever that question is, fire it off because you damn
Oh
near
shit.
talked about what needed. I was about to say literally the same thing, even though we've been on here for this long, have the like minds. But as a
Yeah.
nutshell, like
Okay.
yeah, it was a great game, obviously for the Lions. I mean, excuse me, bad loss for the Lions, but it needs to wake them up going forward, like you said. Chicago Bears, this is a huge win for Chicago. This could possibly get them in the hunt to possibly get into the playoffs. I mean,
Yeah.
realistically. But what was the question?
So obviously, the Panthers have the worst record in the league. They're 1-12, so they're gonna have the first pick, which that first pick is gonna go to Chicago.
Right.
The Bears are the 13th seed right now, so I don't know if they're gonna be it. I mean, you never know though. With these teams, they really a game behind or 2 games behind. So if they win the
Right.
last 4, they might be able to sneak in there. Who knows, man? I don't know. But they're gonna have the first pick regardless. They're gonna have the first pick regardless, what we see. Do you see them moving on from Justin Fields, or do you see them building around Justin Fields and trading that first pick for maybe like, a few first rounders? Like, do you think Caleb Williams, because let's say they think about drafting Caleb Williams or Drake May. Do you think they
Mm-hmm.
should take him, or do you think they should package that trade? Because somebody's going to come up and get him if they want him. And he's a transcendent type player, quarterback that we haven't seen. And I think his ceiling is very high. I don't even understand. His ceiling is high from what I think. I think his bottom it ain't that far down from. I think his bottom is a top 10, top 12 quarterback in the league, but his ceiling is up there with the elite quarterbacks. When
You talking about
potentially,
Caleb Williams? You talking
yeah,
about Caleb
potentially,
Williams?
yeah, potentially. So they will be able to get maybe 3 first rounders for him, maybe 2 first rounders and a couple second round picks and a quality player. Do you think the Bears are going to go and do that? Trade that first round pick for multiple first round picks, or trade the number 1 overall draft pick for multiple first round picks, second round picks, whatever? Or do you think they're gonna use that pick? I mean, keep that pick and build around Justin Fields.
So I think to answer that question, obviously going to elaborate on it. I think you need to go ahead and build around Justin Fields, right?
Ooh.
And the reason why I say this is because if he didn't get hurt, got to granted when he got hurt before that, he was playing unreal football. There was 2 straight games where he was, I think total stats, he had probably 6 touchdowns total, throwing for over, 300 yards or close to 250 each game. I think right now, just watching how he played, obviously against the Lions, still the Detroit Lions. You guys are 9-4. He's been playing good football. Granted, I know in the beginning of the year was a little skeptical of, what type of what type of team we're going to get from the Bears. They started really bad in the beginning of the season. Second half of the season, you never know what you're going to get from here on out. But I think Justin Fields, I think coaching is now, I think, getting to it to where a point where he's now starting to express himself, to where he's starting to let these guys know, like, hey, I need this, that, and the third, or he's picking it up. Either way, he's playing very good football. I don't think you need to go ahead and bring another big-time quarterback in when I feel that his ceiling, realistically, what I've seen out of him as of recent, I'm liking what Justin Fields is doing. The games that I've watched, when he went crazy before he got hurt, he wasn't, making crazy, decisions where it's bad decisions. He was moving his team forward. And the reason why I'm saying that, so I'm looking right now, like he's right under Kirk Cousins within the NFC North being the top the top passing yards, excuse me. So like, I'm not saying top passing yards, but in that category to where he's amongst one of those top guys performing.
Okay.
Coming back, but to answer your question, no, keep Fields there. That's your guy. I think this is gonna be shown that this is our quarter if I'm a Bears fan, I want to see, and I think you're going to see Justin Fields be your guy from here on out because I think he's going to play very good football, towards the end of the season. I think he's definitely figured it out. I don't know what, figuring out is, but you're winning games. If he's winning football games, and he's getting you guys close to getting to the playoffs, ride with him, build around him, because you can get pieces. All they need is pieces. Their defense is playing well. He just needs guys to go and make plays, get offensive line going. I know they made the whole acquisitions and everything that they did in this offseason. I think you keep Justin Fields and build around him because he is a talented quarterback. But if you go ahead and do something else and do bring in another quarterback, I think, either way you're in a good position because there are pieces there. But I think just keep Justin Fields as your guy, move forward with him, and I think he deserves that, to be honest. He's been there for however long. We know this is, a league where they don't give a fuck about you, that they can go ahead and replace you. I understand that, but I think just for the respect of Justin Fields is what he's done and how he's playing right now, and he plays efficient to where he has more touchdowns and interceptions, or he has an opportunity to get in a game to possibly be maybe that last seed to play in the wild card to where it might be another team from the NFC North that they play against. So it's just another rivalry game. I don't know. But if he does that and plays very well, I think that they should go ahead, get a big package deal with that number 1 pick and get defensive guys, get pieces around, him, the team, to go ahead and move them to where they're consistent contenders, for the playoffs every year. So I think they should do that for sure.
If they do that, if they keep him, and Caleb Williams turns out to what people think Caleb Williams is going to be, and they trade that first pick, and let's say Justin Fields is not the quarterback for the next 10 years with the Bears, or the next 5 years. Let's just minimize it down to 5 years, because I think this is the year he's going to get paid. So
right.
They're going to keep
this is his last.
And are they going to keep the coach? Is a new coaching staff going to want Justin Fields? All these are things. If they keep him, and Caleb Williams turn out to be what people think he's going to be, damn near a top 5 quarterback from the first day walking into the league, and you have Justin Fields, and Justin Fields still look like how he look now, and he's, up and down, whatever, the Bears franchise is going to suffer. Chicago is going to suffer for decades, especially if Caleb Williams turn out to be what he's going to be.
Absolutely.
So that's what you up against right there. So obviously we see how the season turned out. We're gonna see how the draft go. We're gonna see how the talks is, and we're gonna see. But if they pass up on him and he is what people think he is, and Justin Fields is what people think he is, Chicago gonna be looking like the Bulls after Jordan left for the last 20 years. Chicago Bears gonna look just like that. But
or what if they do this on, because again, just put another situation out there as well, because there's so many avenues that this thing can go for the Chicago Bears. Why not go ahead and keep that pick and get Caleb Williams? Go ahead, have Justin Fields be his mentor. Groom him into the NFL. Look at what we do in Green Bay. We have the secret sauce. Yes, I know we've been blessed, but guys, go ahead and sit, learn the playbook, learn this. Look at Patrick Mahomes did that for 2 years or a year. Go ahead and know what's going on.
He was sitting behind Alex Smith. You want Justin Fields to mentor Caleb Williams?
I'm just saying, but we don't know how he's going to play from here on out. I'm just saying. Justin Fields. If Justin Fields plays out the way he plays out, right? If he plays, say for instance, Bears so happen to be possibly going to the playoffs. Possibly.
Yeah.
Why would you not, especially in the GM position, let's put our GM hats on here. If Justin Fields is playing good and his confidence is at a level where it needed to be when he first got into the league, everything's rolling. Granted, they may come up short, but you're rolling into next year having that chemistry already. Guys on the defense, guys on offense, you're going to get pieces in. Why not have a guy like Caleb Williams come in if you do still have that number 1 pick and he, if Justin Fields is not performing, you put him in. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not like the Bears literally are not losing in any situation right now, I feel. If they don't get Caleb Williams or if they get someone different, but if they're serious, or if I'm someone that's in there, have my cap on, I'm riding with Justin Fields, and I am definitely going to take Caleb Williams if he's there. I don't care. me and you both see it. We've seen it on TV. We've seen it for how many weeks now in college football. I don't care. Caleb Williams is one of the most skilled players I've ever seen naturally throw a football on TV
And you
and
want
make
him to come
throws.
sit on the bench. I'm, I'm just allowing you to hear yourself.
No,
You
I
want him
am.
to come
I'm
sit
serious.
behind Fields.
So say Justin Fields goes ahead and throws second half of the season 2,500 yards, crazy touchdowns, low interceptions, has a one of those years where it's like, oh, well, now we can start talking about him being in the top 10, or those quotes might come out if he's playing very well. Why would you go ahead, and he's doing that, to go ahead and now as a franchise, if Caleb Williams is there, okay, we're not going to take him. We're just going to go ahead and trade out. Yes, I know money's involved, and I know contracts, I know things in that because I want to put the best player there. But that would make sense to keep him to roll in the next year, possibly to go ahead. I mean, you might have to sign him to a bag, but either way, situations is what I'm talking about. We're just talking about situations here. And I think all these situations are possible. And it's going to be interesting to see. But me being a GM, if I was there, I'd be, man, I'm riding. If this plans out the way it needs to, Justin Fields plays unreal. I'm riding with him next season. We pay the franchise tag him. Put a franchise tag on him. Keep him there. Go ahead and bring Caleb Williams in. Really, to be honest, I know they're not going to do that, but I'm just saying if it could happen. There's just so many options. But I think right now we gotta see. Time will tell. Time will definitely tell within this month. Obviously, rolling in for sure into January. But that's a good take. Someone's fire there. I like that. But I think you got to ride with Justin Fields. But let's move on. Excuse me. Over to this terrible game by the Packers. Excuse me. On Monday night, doubleheader. Hated it. Because I wanted to watch the Tennessee versus Dolphins because I knew Tennessee was going to win that game. Like just some random things would happen because they always play well in December. But let's go ahead and get to this game here with the Green Bay Packers versus the New York Giants. Packers lost this one 22-24. Jordan Love was 25 of 39 from the field, 218 yards throwing, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. A.J. Dillon had 15 carries for 53 yards. Kraft, tight end out of, obviously, I think it was South Dakota, 4 receptions for 64 yards. This game for me, obviously football is football. Things happen from obviously the first and third quarter. First to fourth, excuse me. But when the fourth quarter situation comes and you're up by whatever, I think it was 2 or they needed a field goal to win. What drove me nuts, bro, why are the Packers playing prevent defense on the 35-yard line when there's holes in the defense to go ahead and get chunk plays for them to kick a field goal? Like, why are we not playing our normal personnel? Like, Barry drives me nuts in these situations. It's a key staple for him. Comfortable lead. He thinks a 2-point lead is a 14-point lead. It's like, brother, you cannot play off, like, damn near, bro. It was damn near prevent, and they're dotting the ball. Vito's dotting the ball out there. Like, he can throw the football. He's an NFL quarterback. It's not like he can't do that. Like, what are you doing? What are we doing? And that's the reason why we lost the game. Like, that is the primary reason in my mind that we lost that game, is because we want to go ahead and play prevent defense first down on our own 35-yard line for them easily to go ahead and get a 20-yard pass or a run, or Saquon Barkley running all over us basically the whole game. DeVito, Tommy doing his thing, playing efficient football, being smart. He's not going to beat himself. Clearly, he was showing that the whole game. It was typical Packer football at the end, and that drove me nuts. This was a sleeper game, but we needed this one because seeing that gets me scared when we do have leads and when we do have our defense out there and we're playing prevent to go ahead and possibly let a team come back and have a game-winning drive. So that's my spiel on that. It wasn't good. But what's your take on this here?
I wouldn't say. I mean, I would think you'll say it was a bad loss, but I mean, both of them teams are kind of, you never know who's gonna show up on Monday Night Football. You feel what I'm saying? Like, that's all everybody all the lights on. It ain't like it's a 1 o'clock game. Maybe if they played at 1 o'clock on Sunday, maybe the Packers would have had a better chance of winning. But it's a different level of intensity and pressure and eyes on you to play on
Right.
Monday night. That's for sure. But I would say the Giants won this game, bro, because they had the better quarterback that day. He didn't turn the ball over. He had 4 incompletions, and they ran the ball well. They had over 200 yards rushing. I mean, the leading rushing team this year is the Ravens, and they average 151 yards rushing this year. And you rush for 100 yards in an NFL game, you're bound. You're bound to win that. You win that game, and they ran for 200. So obviously Saquon Barkley got in the end zone a couple times. He got his touches. DeVito was able to make timely throws. That last drive, he was 4 for 4 for like 50 yards and
Man,
put
that
them in
boy
position.
rolled out right through that on a seed in the back of the
Yeah,
end zone for a touchdown. That was a football throw. That
yeah,
was
that
a
was
pro throw right there. I was like, ooh, wee.
he looked nice throwing that ball. You might be I ain't gonna say you're a little too young, but you probably won't watch football at this time. He reminded me of a little splash of Doug Flutie. A little
Not
a,
for
li-
real.
a little Doug, bro. He just a gamer, bro. Like he
Doug Flutie is probably one of the best comparisons for that man. I'm not gonna lie.
bro. He like a little gamer, bro. Like he can scramble. Like you say, he had 10 rushes for 71 yards. In the rush he had when he damn near scored the ball, bro, he looked
Right,
like a slot receiver running that rock. He was cutting, got stopped right by the end zone. Like
right.
I like his game, bro. I like his game. Obviously I want to see more of it because he's still a rookie quarterback. Played at Syracuse from Newark. Basically, his family was there, so he plays with that New York spirit. Um, shit, if he's able to win these games coming out, we might have a quarterback situation going into the next year, bro. To the next season in the offseason. We might have an OTA quarterback problem. I mean, obviously, because Daniel Jones probably not going to be there for OTAs as much, but training camp, I say, hey man, I say leave it open. Like make Daniel Jones make it his job to lose. You feel me? Or just have them battling, bro. Because DeVito, it seemed like they plan more for him. Guys are playing with more energy because of him. I'm not gonna say guys, when I look at the Giants now, I think people believe in him, bro. Like people on the team, you can tell, bro. You can tell when the players believe in their
Oh
quarterback.
yeah, absolutely, 100%. You can see it clear as day on TV. I mean, and with him, and if the team is like Saquon saying whatever he's saying, that shows that that man has a command of what he does on the offensive end. And when he talks, people listen. You know what I'm saying? Like it's different coming in, right? You know what I'm saying? We've all been in that position. You know, you want to gain your respect somehow, like in a locker room or with your teammates or with guys, where it's like, all right, it's time to it's time to ride. Like we're about to go score. And I think he has that. I think guys around him believe in him, like you said, and you can see his presence. He's a cool, calm, collective dude. Like he just the main, like what Justin Hurts is, the main thing is the main thing. He keeps that the main thing. He plays. He makes the right decisions. And I'm liking his game for sure. And I'm 100% with you on, you know, keep it open. Why not? Why not? If he gets you to the playoffs and gets you in a situation to be in the playoffs and he's playing very efficient, we got a Purdy 2.0. I think you had tweeted that too or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah,
A Purdy 2.0 situation.
I think we definitely looking at a situation like that. If you familiar with this situation, um, remember Matt Flynn for the Packers, that quarterback, right?
Absolutely.
Remember he balled out the last game versus the Lions.
Against
I think he got
Detroit.
yard,
Bro,
5 touchdowns.
but I ain't gonna lie to you. I remember that day like it was yesterday. Cause all of us Wisconsin people, like, it's literally Packers and Packers. Like I could say the Bucks,
Yeah,
but it's always been Packers. So like he was out and I'm like, bro, who is Matt Flynn? He went out there and what you just said and was going crazy. Going crazy. But carry
but
on. I remember that clear as day.
but I remember Matt Flynn was good at LSU. He was a nice little quarterback at LSU as well. Like he wasn't like legendary and nothing like that, but he was a good quarterback at LSU. If I'm not mistaken, I think he either won a national championship with LSU or he was in the national championship. Whatever. But he had signed after that year to the Seahawks to a nice little
Mm-hmm.
deal, nice starting quarterback deal. Basically, he was supposed to be the starter, and they drafted Russell Wilson, and Russell Wilson ended up being a starter. So it's like this might be one of those situations where DeVito might be the starter. Brian Dable, you hear how he talk about him? He was like, man, we ain't never got to worry about his confidence. We ain't that like, bro, he kind of glow when he talk about this dude, bro. Like, and if
Absolutely.
they're on a 3-game winning streak right now, and he's been playing well. I mean, obviously it's probably against the Commanders, the Patriots, and the Packers, but he's a rookie
It don't
quarterback.
matter, man. That's an NFL football team, bro.
Yeah. It's and it's like shit. The Giants was bad too before that. They was on a 3-game losing streak before they
Right.
got on this 3 winning streak. So 3 games in New York winning, bro. I'm telling you, that shit is live. But like I said, we might be looking at the Giants franchise. You know, the next franchise quarterback for them. If he continue to play and he continue to grow and he continue to like be on that Purdy type of train, if not better, and stays healthy and like keep getting it up here, because obviously he got the moxie. He got this like New
Right.
York feel. So
Oh,
in
he's
that
the
New York,
mob for sure. He's the mob for sure.
he got
He's mob. You can tell from a mile away when you see Italian folks, boy. That boy with the mob there, he is good.
I like him. I like his game.
I
Definitely
do
like his
too.
game. If they're able to do something and he plays well, I'm leaving it open. Packers, bad
Absolutely.
luck. Jordan Love,
Horrible.
bad.
Well,
They need that.
my bad to cut you off there, brother. But to add on as well, horrible game. D line was nowhere to be found that game. We're running by sacks like vividly, running by sacks, not keeping contained. Like you said, some guys show up on Monday, some guys don't. So
Right, like
it was sick to watch. No, absolutely. But then let's talk about obviously NFC North here to kind of just wrap this up, and then we get into some other games as well from the past weekend. Detroit is still at number 1, 9-4. Vikings at 7-6. Green Bay is at 6-7, and the Bears are at 5-8. For the NFC North, to talk about the Week 15 here, Vikings face the Bengals. That'll be a challenging game. Bengals playing very well. Quarterback hot right now. They're playing. Everyone's firing all cylinders. Had a big win last week, I believe, and he played outstanding. They play at noon. And then obviously the next game after that Vikings game, Broncos face the Lions, and that's a primetime game I'm looking at on a Saturday at 7:15 p.m. So
tomorrow.
those are, huh?
Yeah, that's tomorrow. It's a couple Saturday games on tomorrow.
Absolutely. And then Sunday,
3
back to obviously,
It's 3 games on tomorrow. The Vikings
yep,
and the
3 games
Bengals.
are on tomorrow. Yep. So that the actually like lineup of games, Vikings, Bengals, and then Steelers, Colts, and then Broncos, Lions, and then they go ahead and then Sunday for the Packers, they face the Bucks in Lambeau at noon. So that'll be a tough one as well. You know, the
Yeah.
history with that one for the Packers. We need to go ahead and get it back in blood when Tom Brady was there. But that's
Bro,
here nor
last
there.
week,
But that
my picks, bro, they was terrible, bro. I think I was like 6-9, bro.
that was, but like,
It was brutal, dog.
it was like a whole bunch. Who'd have thought Joe Flacco? Did you pick the Browns or no?
No, I didn't.
I
I
think
picked fucking. I knew I shouldn't have picked this punk ass Jaguars, dog. They be janky, bro. I was sick,
no. You know
dog.
what's crazy? Yeah, no, that was wild. But then there's a whole bunch of games on as well. Obviously Saturday and Sunday. But let's get into some topics here that I think we kind of need to address as well, especially last week and that Bills versus Kansas City Chiefs game. I'm not talking about the Buffalo Bills. I'm talking about the Kansas City Chiefs. Do you want to go ahead and break down to me what's going on there? Because I feel that you're starting to see the true colors of what Kansas City Chiefs are and what they're missing. I think with everything going on, they don't have a deep threat. They don't have, yes, I know you have Travis Kelce. I know you have this guy, but they don't have a deep guy. They don't have that guy on the outside to do what needs to be done. or if it's from obviously this game, call, whatever it may be, there's just a lot of like, fingers being pointed, you know what I'm saying? And not everyone coming together. There's just a lot of different energy that we're not seeing from this Kansas City Chiefs team. We're seeing frustration, I think, from this team right now. And being 8-5, I mean, losing this game against the Bills was not good, especially at home. Talk to me about this and what you think right now this Kansas City Chiefs team is, because I think right now it's America's team because obviously they got all the publicity. Granted, I know, you guys want to say Dallas is the, America's team. They're playing well, but what's going on with this Kansas City Chiefs team, man?
Oh, they in trouble. They in trouble. I mean, early in the season, I mean, they got the same problems they had from week 1, and they're not gonna go away. Like in week 1, they was dropping the ball. In week 15, they was dropping the ball. In between week 1 and week 15, they've been dropping the ball. They don't have no guys to separate. They don't have no guys that can win on third down consistently. Andy Reid got to draw up and scheme up so much stuff for these guys to get open. And then when he even scheming shit up, they fuck it up. They finding ways to drop the ball, line up off sides. Like, it's just so much going on. And even to speak on the offsides thing, I never heard of offensive offsides, but hey, bro, if he lined up off sides, bro, then he lined up off sides, bro. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna say they're gonna say, oh, it didn't affect the play. You don't know that. When defense line up off sides, they line up off sides, they call it. It's just like, bro, check in with the ref. Let him know. He'll let you know to scoot back. It's the same thing you've been doing every time you went out there and lined up. Every time you went out there and lined up at wide receiver, you check with the ref. Let him know, hey, I'm on. All right, scoot back a little bit. All right, I'm good. Like, he kind of barely did it. Maybe he probably was getting away with the shit the whole game, and it's just a mix of the game or whatever they decided to call it. Whatever, you feel me? You don't know if they warned him or whatever, but it's like
Right.
it's just shit like that. Like, these guys, it was cool when they was doing it early in the season, but now it's toward the end of the season, and now every game matters more than week 4, than week 5. Them drops that you was dropping in week 4, it hit a little different when you're dropping them in week 14, because now it's like, oh shit, the writing is on the wall. We don't have nobody that can win on the outside. Like,
No, nobody.
you don't have nobody out there that can just go out there and win on first, second, or third down. So it's like they're probably gonna lose in the first round, bro. Like, I'm starting to like see it. It depends on who they match up with, because if they match up with, let's say they play the Bills in the first round, I think they lose. Let's say they play the
Would that
Bengals
be
in the
would that be in would that be in Kansas
It's
City?
gonna
Would that
be
be in
Kansas City, because Kansas City is probably gonna be the 3rd or the 4th seed, depending on how it goes. They're probably gonna be around there. I think the Ravens and the Dolphins are gonna have the 1st and the 2nd seed, because I think they have easier schedules, and they have guys on that team that can win on the outside. The Chiefs don't, and that's their
right?
biggest thing right now. Like, I've never seen this team like that, like frustrated like that. You like in the whole Patrick Mahomes era, we never seen like this team frustration like come out like that. But you seeing it now because they seeing it. You feel me? They in them locker rooms. They watching them films. They watching him. They watching motherfuckers run the wrong route, not be on the page with Patrick Mahomes. Like, you see when he throw the ball, he like, I'm trying to throw you open, but you running the wrong shit. Like, he don't have that connection with these guys because they not that good, bro. They are like number 3 receivers that you wanting to fill roles of number 2 and number 1, and they ain't that. They showing you what they are. So I think they're in trouble, and I think they're in trouble of losing in the first round. And at home, it depends on who they play. But if Joe Flacco keep playing good like he playing, and then you walk up in there and you got to play, and the Browns defense travel to your arena, who gonna get open? Who gonna get open?
Who?
Nobody. Nobody's
I'm
gonna
talking
get open.
about. I'm talking about Travis Kelce as well, because they are going to double him. They're going to. It
Yeah.
is not hard. It is not hard right now to beat the Kansas City Chiefs, especially when it gets to that crunch time in the playoffs. I'm doubling Kelce the whole time. Everyone else can beat me.
It's
Kelce might have 2 receptions for 10 yards. I don't want him
like
affecting the game. I don't want him touching the football. I don't want him nothing. And that's
e-
scary. Like, that's scary to say
even
about
if
the
he
Kansas City
do,
Chiefs.
even if he do, it ain't gonna be enough. Like Joker
True.
is Joker, right? Denver Nuggets. Joker is Joker. But without Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr., they out in the first round.
100%.
But Joker's still Joker. But without them guys that you know that can go and break down defenses and make things happen and create without a play being called, create without a scheme being drawn up by the infamous Andy Reid, it ain't gonna work. And Patrick Mahomes gonna be at home in the first round. He gonna be watching the Super Bowl, watching the playoffs for the first time in his career. Like this gonna be the first time he's actually watching a playoff game outside of the Super Bowl. Everybody watch Super Bowl. If you ain't in it, you watching. I'm talking about watching the second round. He gonna be at home because they don't have it, and they need to attack that next year because this is Patrick Mahomes' prime time of his career. There's no way that you should have entered this season without him having dynamic weapons, knowing the defense you had, knowing Chris Jones. This is the prime of his career. Come on, bro. You gotta put weapons around your guy, bro. Legit weapons. And until they do that, they're gonna be going home. I think like I said, I think they're in trouble.
No, they definitely are. They had all opportunities to get weapons in the offseason. Guys were floating around at the wide receiver position. And, they got what they got, and it didn't turn out to what it is. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with them. But, hey, like we say, any given Sunday or any given time that you play in these games that mean a little bit more, guys come out with that energy and they have that enthusiasm. They're not worried about the cold. They're not worried about nothing. They come out and play. They're doing what needs to be done on both ends. Kansas City Chiefs, man, you guys better watch out and tighten up because there's a lot of good football teams out here right now. But obviously that concludes NFL. Let's move on and talk about a little bit some hot stuff here in the NBA. Let's go ahead and talk about obviously first about this Indiana Pacers Bucks rivalry, which I'm already groomed into to where we don't like the Pacers. The Bucks, the Pacers don't like us. Even though Yannis scored his career high in 64 points, there was an altercation of him not getting the game ball. One of the players from the Indiana Pacers went in and took it, being like, man, I don't give a shit about that. 64, like, man, this is my first time shooting. I'm taking it. I don't care. We're gonna test. We're gonna test and see how Giannis is, right? So if you did watch the game, or people that didn't, he went ahead, made a scene. He went over to the other side to where the guys might have came in from obviously the locker room, went in and talked to obviously someone on the court, then talked to Tyler Halliburton, obviously talking about I need that ball, like I need to get the ball. Then there's teammates that are in the tunnel that are talking crazy, talking shit, talking about like, where's the game ball? Like, this is stupid, bro. Like, where's the ball at? And then I saw a video on Twitter. I don't know who it was, but then there was a guy that wrapped the brown goat's head and pulls his pants up. I'm like, ooh, they about to scrap. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I like this for the NBA. I like this rivalry type stuff because it's giving me vibes of like back in the day when the Pistons would face somebody and place Michael Jordan, or they'd be like, man, all right, cool, let's get it handled. Let's figure it out. Like, you want to go ahead and scrap, talk about this? You know what I'm saying? It's good for the NBA. This is good. This is a rivalry type thing. This isn't like what we're going to talk about earlier with Draymond or later here with Draymond. This is like a rivalry, like, no, like we're here too, because Tyler Halliburton is definitely in there wanting probably to win at home, especially him being from Wisconsin, but setting the tone in the East, like, hey, like we're here to play too. Like we can compete with you guys. You know what I'm saying? And I like that. But that was funny to me. Honestly, guy, Giannis like running like he's about to go do something. Tell me about this whole situation through your eyes, because I was just like, yo, this is something that I like to see because we need rivalries. We need it to where people care. We want it to where people want to be in it, to do something, to win. Like when I see that, the Indiana Pacers are locked in. Like they not bullshitting. And I like that. But talk to me about this though.
First, I'm going to talk about the career high points from Yannis Atatikumpo. Obviously, he's been giving them buckets all year. He can have 54 early in the regular season against them. I think that was his previous career high. He got 54 on him. So I'm sure they ain't like that. That's why they beat him in the end-season tournament towards the NBA Cup. So they had a little
Right.
rivalry there. Then they came out and played this game. Obviously Giannis had bumped Tyrese Halliburton in the middle of the game, knocked him down. So I like this whole component of it. I don't like. I think he had the Milwaukee record at like 58 points. I think he had it, and he actually checked out of the game with like 3 minutes left. They had their starters in the game for like the last 6 minutes of the game, and they was already up by damn near like 20 points. So he was kind of
Right.
like, nigga, you kind of like doing too much right
You
now. Like
milking
y'all up,
it right now.
yeah, like right. You already checked out, got the crowd to show you love. I got the record for Milwaukee, 58
Mm-hmm.
points. I got the record. Michael Redd had that 57. I got the record. He came back in and scored 6 more points on some janky shit. I'm just like, bro, that's kind of weak. Y'all was up by 10. They wasn't making that much of a run for them to put their starters back in. I thought that was
Right.
weak. I would have did it too. Fuck that. I would have threw the ball in the crowd. I would have took it too. So what? Come get it. What you gonna do? I think he should be fine for that. For doing all that, running up in the other team locker room.
That's real.
You can't do that. What if it was a brawl pop out? You don't know how they feel in there. They might just be like, man, you coming in here. You feel me? What if they just get on your ass right there and now it's a whole fight in the locker room. It's a whole fight in the hallway. I think he should be fine for that. Probably should be suspended for that shit. Cause you like if that's somebody else doing that, bro, we ain't laughing about that shit like that. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it's honest, and people ain't even talking about it. Like him charging out of the stadium, doing all that. It's like, bro, what you doing, bro? Like,
Right.
watch out, man. But like I said, I like you from Indiana. Fuck him. We don't need you. You ain't getting the ball. You ain't getting it. We giving it to our rookie that scored 2 points. We don't care about you scoring.
Dog, the explaining of that, and that's the reason, is crazy. You know what I'm saying, Doug? 2 points.
Super petty.
We don't care. Hey, we gonna keep the ball. We don't care. Screw him. They basically said, Giannis, F you, boy. I don't give a rat's ass what you got going on. And I like that, bro. I like that, bro.
I like that because Indiana need that. They don't need to be buddy. They need to have that type of edge.
Yeah.
They got the guys to have it. Ben Mathurin, he like a little nasty type of guy. Neesmith, the one that actually slammed Giannis, he like a nasty type of guy. Tyrese Halliburton, he ain't nasty, but he like, I'm a competitor, so I'm gonna go at you. You feel me? Like they got some guys. They can start to create that type of atmosphere that it was back when they had David West, Hibbert, Paul George. You feel me? Lance Stevenson. Darren Collinson.
Yes, bro.
Like they have that type of vibe. And I like it, bro. I like it. That's just me.
I like it as well. No, I do. I like, and it's great for him. Like it means something, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like those rivalries, and you have those instances guys are playing now when it gets to playoffs. I hope we play them in the playoffs. I hope we do. Because I want to see what the Bucks are about. I would love to see these two teams play in the playoffs. And to be honest with you, that would be an unreal first round playoff series.
Don't let the Pacers get Paul George. Don't let the Pacers get Paul George. If Paul George say he want to get traded and he think about going back to that squad, do not let the Pacers get Paul George.
Let's talk about that as well.
Y'all gonna lose that playoff series when you get there.
If Paul George goes to the Indiana Pacers, they are a lock. Listen, a lock 2 seed in the East. Because Paul George is the guy for them to where they go ahead and just give them the ball, crunch situations or whatever. That man will be back like he was facing Bron in 09 or whatever it was, 08. Put 2-4 back on. Come back to Indiana, Paul George. Do it. That'd be crazy. I don't know if it'll happen, but to be honest with you, even with him not being there, I think they can still compete with the Bucks, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like, they play hard every game. They don't care who they playing against. Granted, yes, I know they lost by 20 here, but they play hard. Tyrese is at that point now in his career where he is a superstar. Let's just be real. Let's just be real about that situation. And it's in the middle of the season. When it's crunch time and it's game by game, you know how to beat Giannis. Everybody in the NBA knows how to beat the Bucks. It ain't a rocket sciences. It ain't hard to do that. I know we have Damian Lillard, but we know what Damian Lillard is. And I'm just speaking from Bucks perspective. Yeah, like they beat him already. So it's just like, Come on, like we got to figure it out.
They beat them when something counted. They beat them when it counted too. Like the in-season tournament,
Yeah,
people can say all the stuff they want to say about it, bro.
that shit
But
matters, bro.
the teams that was in it, bro, they wanted to play. Like they wanted to. Like I don't care what you talking about. Like, bro, they wanted to be in it. Like teams did not want to be in it, bro. Because if Denver would have won it, then they'd be like, oh shit, they won a championship last year. They the best team in the NBA. They, of course, they, we gonna give it love because they the best team.
Right.
But they beat them when it counted. So who knows, man?
No, absolutely. And I want to add on to that in season of what you just said. Like that in season tournament to me now shows the teams that are going to be in the playoffs and they're going to be on the hunt to get to where they want to get to, finals, Eastern Conference Finals, Western Conference Finals. Like when we were watching that I loved that, to be honest. That was great basketball. Like guys were competing. Oh, you could say that the Lakers wanted this. No, the Lakers did what they needed to do, and all the teams that got there played hard. But obviously, Lakers are playing great right now. You know what I'm saying? But that was playoff atmosphere. But that was all, to me, that in-season tournament was playoffs from when it started to ended. You saw the teams when things were on the line cave. You saw things when teams were winning when it was good. You got seeing guys blossom in this to go ahead and be potentially up in them talks of being one of their best, players in their position. So I like that. But hey, yeah, no, this to conclude this, Indiana Pacers versus Bucks is a absolute rivalry, and I hope we play each other in the playoffs. Please get that locked up. And then let's obviously address, like I said earlier, this Draymond Green situation. We all know what happened. Which was, honest God, it was nothing surprise to me because I just know how, I don't know Draymond, but just Draymond as, what he's done in his career. It was it was wild what he did. Give me your perspective, excuse me. Like on this situation, because this right here, this one is wild. I ain't gonna lie to you. There's a lot of them that were that are out of line and out of pocket. You like, come on, you know what I'm saying? Like, I understand you bring passion, energy, all of that, but you got to bottle that some. But this one here, now, I ain't gonna lie to you, we would have had to scrap on the court, bro. That man 360 backhand this man straight to the jaw and knew what he was doing. Lib, you knew damn well what he was doing. Like 360, bam, right to the right here, bro. It's on site, bro. If anyone in that position, you're trying to tell me laying on the ground like that, you get hit like that, you trying to tell me you're not gonna ball him up or do something?
I know me.
I know me too. So we don't gotta explain it, but that is crazy. Talk to me about this situation, man. And really, like, and it's not all joking, and it's not all like,
Yeah.
I say it in fun, but it's like if there is, we don't know if anything's for real or serious going on with Draymond. Like, I hope, the God man above blesses him, in every way to get right, because, there's a lot of things that go on with playing this game on and off the court.
I think it's a lot of things. I don't think it's just one specific thing. I think it's like I don't think nothing is really one specific thing. Like I think, sometimes we exert certain shit at directions that we didn't even intend to direct it to. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he was kind of trying to explain it by saying that Nurkic was, I guess, trying to box him out or move him out. But I've seen Draymond do way worse shit than that. I've seen Draymond do way worse stuff than what Nurkic did. I didn't even think what Nurkic did was, or whatever his name is. I don't even think that he did anything. I think he was just being physical with him. Like, what's the problem with that? I don't think nothing was wrong with that. I think Draymond was just like I said, after I seen it, I had tweeted like, that ain't basketball. I don't know what that is, but I hope he's all right because that don't look like that got anything to do on the basketball court. But it do though. But it do. It do have something. I'm gonna talk about what it have to do on the basketball court. It has to do with y'all ain't that good no more, and motherfuckers is taking advantage of y'all now. So when you losing games and you start to lose games, the energy in the whole building go down, and then it starts to look at, okay, why are we losing? Okay, them 2 points you were scoring back then when we was winning, they was cool, but now we need you to score 15 points. Can you do that? Can you do that? Because
Hello.
it can go so many places, and it's like, okay, the defense. You saying you the best defensive player of the year, but people are just doing what they want to do with you now. Maybe you're a little older. Maybe the injuries are catching up. Maybe you don't have that wall behind you that you could showcase your defensive talent and leadership because guys ain't around you ain't doing what you need them to do. You don't have that wall. You don't have Bogut. You don't have Iguodala. You don't have um, Wiggins playing at a great defensive level. You don't have Klay Thompson playing at. So how good are you on defense now? So when you yelling at people, man, you got to get over here. You got to do this. You got to do that. They looking at you like, man, shut the fuck up. Like they're like some of them young players on that team are looking at him like that, especially after what he did last year with Jordan Poole.
Oh, you know for sure they doing that. Everyone is
Yeah,
in there, and then you got Chris Paul in there as well. That's a bro. The worst thing, and you can obviously Karen. The worst thing that I feel was just why bring Chris Paul onto your team?
I told you that shit wasn't gonna work. Chargers just
Like,
fired and they GM. Chargers just fired Brandon Staley. Yeah, he had to go. He had to go regardless. He
oh,
had to go.
absolutely,
Yeah, he had
absolutely
to
had
go.
to go. That's crazy. That's a
He should
hot
have
take
been.
right there. Hot
He should have been.
take, hot take, hot take. Ticker on the bottom.
But that's why I was saying like you can see that dynasty is breaking down, and
Like
and
bad
even
though. Like bad. Very bad.
yeah,
Like the guy that ran the Warriors when they were winning steps down for a reason. He ain't trying to deal with what's going on. So there is a whole bunch like this is going to be like not to cut you because it's going to be crazy to see this documentary of how a team won all this Yaze in the third to a complete downfall, bro. Like it happens, but you guys have been the statue team for my generation, well, my lifetime, to be honest. Going into me watching it from when you guys won to now, it's just there's a lot of things going on, bro. That is not looking good, like at all.
so the on the court part of it is that they're losing right now, and how effective he was back then, he's not effective like that right now because it's not showing. They're losing games. They're losing. They probably losing games that they think they should have won. They up by 15 in the first half, coming back losing those games. Like
It
it's like
is.
shit doing to people years ago. It's now happening to them, and they don't know how to. Some people get used to winning. They don't know how to really deal with losses and lessons and things like that. But the on the court part is just they just getting whooped on, and he's not able to affect the game like he have affected the game before. If it's due to age, the players around him, all of that. It can be so many things. So people are getting advantage of him. The off the field, off the court stuff. I don't know what's happening off the court, but I know how things can affect you off the court. It can be family. It can be family issues. It can be friends. It can be business. It can be respect. You feel me? It can be so many things that in the height of your
Media could
career.
be whatever.
Yeah, it can be media to a certain extent.
I mean, he doesn't care, but
Definitely.
I'm just saying, hearing that, it gets nagging. I would assume, but it comes with the job. But carry on.
Yeah, it gets like that, but it was cool when you was winning, but now you're losing and it don't look so good. I said this years ago when they won in what was that 2022 when they won a championship. I said that was the last one, and that was the only chance they really had to win one. Even in that playoff, they didn't play nobody. They didn't play nobody. They kind of had like a clean slate to the championship. There wasn't a lot of loaded teams in the NBA at that time. LeBron and Anthony Davis was basically injured. Chris Paul and Devin Booker was hurt. Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. didn't play in the first round that year. They played the second round against Memphis. Memphis was the first time they've been in the playoffs in a long time, so that was a young ass Memphis team. It was going to beat them. And then they played Luka with the rest of the Mavericks on the team, and they didn't show up. And then they played a young ass Boston team that was just so young. They didn't really know how to win. They didn't really know how to do it. They was just young and they was lighting their ass. They didn't know how to do it. I knew that was gonna be the last time, bro. And I knew that they was gonna stick with those guys and that it was gonna kind of crash down on them. It always gonna be like that, bro. Like they was gonna get older. Like they was gonna get older. And like I said, I hope Draymond, get right, bro, because I think this the last one, bro. I'm starting to think this is the last one. Like they suspended him indefinitely, and I don't think he can afford to get suspended again. I don't think he can afford to get like multiple ejections again. I don't think he's gonna be that Draymond when he comes back. And what do that look like? What do it look like when players on that motherfucker picking at you and pushing you and shoving you and doing all that shit you've been doing for the last 10 years to all the other NBA players? Now they're doing it to you. And they know that you can't really react how you usually react because you might be out of the league, bro. You might be out of the league, bro. Like, it's looking serious. I think it's on some shit like that because the NBA don't really need nobody, bro. The NBA gonna keep rolling. I mean, obviously it needs LeBron, but when LeBron retire, it's gonna keep rolling. You feel me? It's gonna no matter if it's as high as it was at the time he was in it, it's gonna keep rolling. And when you stop producing like that, when you stop really, doing the things to help your team win, and you start hurting the team by getting ejected, getting kicked out of games, getting suspended, and then when you come on the court, your numbers don't look like that. The impact that you had previously don't look the same. They might gonna look like, man, we might need to turn the page on him. Like, who's to say that if he do come back this year, he's gonna be a starter? How does that look? Him not starting.
Man,
It's so many different things, bro. Like I said, I hope he get right in his mind off the court. Because as an athlete, bro, I know how shit can be. I know how shit can be. I know how the ups and downs of this shit is. It don't matter if you was a champion and you won back to back. There's a low to that too. And we're just watching the low right now. And the whole world is watching it. So I'm sympathetic to it because I know about it. But you can't be doing that shit, bro. You can't
you can't be doing that, bro.
you
I'm
can't be
sorry,
doing
you
that.
can't be doing that. You
You
can't.
can't.
I understand you. You're so you see, it's just frustration. I get it, and I'm 1,000% behind you. What you said. I mean, you even saw Steph Curry that game when they played the Suns. He's kicking chairs. He's getting mad. They had like mic'd up. We're not getting stops. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they are ground zero, right? They are on the floor zero right now. They were all the way up Eiffel Tower chilling. You know what I'm saying? And it's life though. You have that. That's what happens. Like, it's just you don't go ahead and be consistent, right? All the time. Obviously, individually you be consistent, but you got to obviously chop wood, carry water, be flexible with everything, and continue to grind. Now they're seeing that this is the point where it's like, all right, what are we gonna be, like you said? And it's crazy to see in front of me because you see frustration everywhere. Klay Thompson got benched. He even said, man, I'm not even producing. That is crazy. You would never hear that come out of Klay Thompson's mouth. I already mentioned it, obviously Steph Curry kick in, showing his frustration out on the court against the Suns. And then you got Draymond basically WWE and backslapping what's name. So like you're
And
seeing
Wiggins got benched too. Wiggins got benched
like,
yesterday.
so what does that lead you? It's you're 11 in the West. All these teams in front of you, realistically, are probably how this is right now. Might stay this way. You maybe to creep up in there to possibly maybe.
Bro,
I'm saying maybe.
bro.
I'm saying maybe.
No, no.
Okay.
I
Well, then they're
told
not
you,
in there. I'm gonna say
bro.
maybe.
I told you
I'm gonna say
before the season
maybe.
started, they are not making the playoffs, bro. They're not making the playoffs, bro. And this was with motherfuckers not being suspended. They are not making the playoffs, bro. They only have one scorer on their team. He has to go crazy every night to score. I mean, to win. They're not fucking winning, bro. They're not going to the playoffs. Teams are getting better. Teams are more athletic than them. Teams want to win more than them. They going through a lot of shit. Their coach ain't hired. Steve Kerr, he's still in his last year. They haven't even extended him. He probably not going to be the coach there next year. Bob Myers left. You feel me? They going through a transition right now, bro. They're going through, and it's like, it's muddy right now. And this is what it is. Y'all won before. And this is what y'all going through right now. Young guys on the team ain't really listening to that shit no more. They want to go. Kuminga want to go. Moody want to go. Andrew Wiggins probably want to go because they trying to blame them guys for why the Warriors are not good right now. They not blaming Clay like that, bro. Ain't no, like people are talking about his shooting, but they're not blaming him. They're blaming Kuminga, Andrew Wiggins. They still trying to blame Jordan Poole, Moses Moody. Where's Moody at? Where? Like they trying to blame all of them guys, and them guys like, man, fuck this. This ain't even. We ain't win here. Y'all won't even keep us on the court long enough for us to make mistakes. We can't make mistakes, but these guys can make all the mistakes and be on the court. Y'all drafted us in a lottery. Moses Moody and Kuminga are lottery picks. They probably like, damn, when we gonna get the time, play 30, 40 minutes and you know, for you to believe in us. You drafted us. When you gonna believe in us? Are we the future of this program? Or is Clay, Draymond, and Steph still the future of the program? I know Steph is. But what you gonna do about them other guys? They might offer a little bit more. What you gonna do? You gonna keep them on the bench? You gonna keep telling them how every little mistake they make is so pivotal and so no, bro, you gotta let them guys play. You gotta let them play. So if they able to play well right now, while Draymond is out indefinitely, and Kuminga start to ball and do his thing, I don't think Draymond is gonna start when he get back. That's if he come back. We gonna see, man. I hope the brother get right, man. But like I said, I think this is it, bro. I think this the last one the NBA got for him. Because another thing I ain't even throwing there. This is quick.
Yeah.
What other teams are going to take on him? He literally made enemies with a lot of motherfuckers in the NBA, bro.
You mean the whole NBA? It ain't one
like,
NBA. It ain't one team. It's a whole team.
Yeah. Like what team is going to be like, hey, we want him to come into our locker room and lead our young guys? They literally
Not
watch him
one.
punch in the face on his team. They watch him punch his
No
own
one.
team
No
and knock him
one.
out, though.
Like drop him. Drop her.
All because Jordan Poole was talking. That's all Jordan Poole was doing, was talking shit, right? What
All he was
is
doing.
Draymond known for? Talking shit. This is the same
Absolutely.
dude. This is the same dude that clowned Paul Pierce in the middle of a game, bro. Embarrassed him in the middle of a game, bro. Literally, you ain't him, you ain't Hobie, and this and that. This is the same dude that was mad about what Jordan Poole was saying. All Jordan Poole did was make some comments. He might got a smart ass mouth, but you know who else got a smart mouth? Draymond Green. That shit don't feel right when it don't feel right, huh? It didn't feel right. After you won the championship, a motherfucker said you ain't shit but a book bag to Steph Curry. After y'all just won the championship, it don't feel good, do it? But that's what he done his whole career, talk to motherfuckers crazy. But like I said, I hope that brother get right because you never know what people going through. But like I said, I hope dog get right. I hope dog get right. But I'm gonna say what it is. You found saying? Because I've been there. I've been an athlete. You know what I'm
Been there
saying?
too. Been there too.
But,
I mean, you can add on so many things as well, right? Like I was talking about Chris Paul. Man, this is just showing that Jordan Poole should have stayed with the Warriors. Why would you get rid of a talent like that to play along? Imagine, this is the crazy thing when I think of, obviously, yes, Jordan Poole having troubles with the Warriors, with the Wizards. Why wouldn't you not, as a GM situation, have a 1-2 punch with him and Steph Curry?
because of that 1-2 punch.
Exactly. And because they don't want to break the whole Clay Draymond situation. But what I'm trying to get at is that, like, this is just such a huge, like, this is like from an athlete standpoint, looking in at this situation, like, it's either like they got like some seniority, and I understand that, but like they not like bringing in those guys in and like building relationships and not like all coming together and working, bro. Like you can clearly see it. Like how you just mentioned with the young guys. The young guys like, shit, like I'm not even playing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or I'm not doing this. I can't even get comfortable in the game because these three guys must be in, or something might be going on, or however it might go down. But all I'm trying to say is that imagine Jordan Poole right now. Granted, whatever the Draymond Green situation was when you picked that contract up and wanted to go full boat into him
Yeah.
and have another 4 years of that. Now look at it. You're 11 in the West. If Jordan Poole was with this team, I guarantee you they would be at least in between that 7 and 8 spot. Easy.
He'll be helping them. Another thing, you said about Draymond about what you said. Iguodala has said, like, Draymond was arguing, like I ain't gonna say arguing, but he was like, kind of trying to, like, tough love, tough coach Kuminga and the young guys, right? And it was really Kuminga, right?
Right.
Iguodala, I heard Iguodala say this in an interview. He had listened to Draymond, say the things to Kuminga and say this, and how he talked to him and how this and how that. And Draymond was explaining that to Iguodala. And Iguodala listened to him, and Iguodala said this. Draymond, do you know Kuminga? You feel what I'm saying? Like, do you know him? Like, how you just gonna come ill and talk to somebody crazy because you won a couple championships and this and that, and just think they just gonna fall in line because of you, so-called leader? You feel me? You have to know how to do that. Draymond didn't have to do that with Iguodala and David West and Barbosa and Stephen Clay, and he didn't have to lead nobody. The motherfuckers was older than him. They was leaders. Livingston, he didn't have to lead them. He just brought his energy to the table, and his energy, the team felt it. But he didn't have to lead them. They were leaders. They was vets and leaders themselves. They knew exactly their role. They knew exactly how they wanted to play. So he didn't have to lead them. But now he got a bunch of young guys, and it's you have to adjust your leadership. He hasn't done that well. He has not done that well.
Yeah, no, but that's definitely want to talk about that with you, and I think it's gonna be a long road for the Warriors. But with that being said, everybody, have yourself a great Friday. Have a great weekend. Continue to strive to be the best you can be. Push that needle forward towards your dreams and ambitions. My good brother, I got the tree up. I'm looking at it. I got the tree up. I got the fire going on the TV, acting like I got a fireplace. Take these good people out on the weekend, brother.
Hey, man, drink y'all some water, man. Hydrate yourselves. Enjoy the rest of this year, man. Start the new year right now. Write something down. Plan something. Hey, man, get to it. Don't wait on it. You dig what I'm saying?
And we're going to do a peace out on that one. Y'all have a great one. We'll see y'all.
Yeah.